Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Create with Brenda. I'm Brenda Hillard, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm here today to share with you a really fun project. I'm calling it the Circle Die Swirl Technique. Initially I saw the project done by a gal, I believe it was on Pinterest. Her name is Creative Lee, and I think she did a really good job with the dies. You'll see what I'm talking about when I show you the dies that we're going to use to cut the circles and then cutting the circles in half. But in the meantime, let's go down to my work surface and we'll get started on the project. All right, here we go. All right, I always start out my episodes with my monthly host code. This month, my host code is listed here, and when you place an online order or just an order with me, if you don't like ordering online, I'm happy to assist you just through email or a text. With a $75 minimum product order, I will mail out to you at the end of the month the Christmas Means More stamp set. So that's my offer for this month. Be sure to check back every month as I update those on the first of each month. Let's get started with our project. All right, today's project is this, and this, like I said, is what I'm calling the Circle Die Swirl Technique. I really love how this looks. If I bring it up a little closer, you can see the snowflake embossing folder. And this comes from the Snowflake Splendor Suite, which is really probably one of my favorite suites this year in the mini catalog, the August through December mini, which was formerly known as the holiday catalog. So stay tuned for that. And I guess this is actually called the Winter Snow embossing folder. All right, so here's what we're going to need is a piece of balmy blue, and that is 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. You're going to need 2 pieces of Whisper White. These measure 4 by 5 1/4 inches. Then let me explain this a little bit better. So the dies that we're going to use for this technique are the layering circle dies along with the stitched shapes. Okay, and you can see I've got the little post-it arrows on the dies that we're going to use. So is what I'm going to do. You need the largest of the layering circles. Let's start with those first. And you're going to cut out, using the DSP, 1 of those. Okay? Then the next circle that we use is this one. That's the largest. So if you have yours layered like I do, it's the largest circle. I don't know how to describe this. So there's 8 different circles, and I always go, I have them laying like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So DSP is the largest circle. The Misty Moonlight and Balmy Blue are cut from the next largest circle over here. And then you're going to do that same thing with the Misty Moonlight and the Balmy Blue using the second circle here, like that. And then from the stitched shapes, you're going to use the smallest circle. And I cut mine out of the Seaside Spray. So there's that. And then the third, so not the smallest, or not the next one up from the smallest, but the next one of the stitched, I cut that out of Pool Party. So you need, for each card, you need one of these, the stitched. You need one of these as the small stitched. You need two of these out of the Balmy Blue and Misty Moonlight. You need two of these, Balmy Blue, Misty Moonlight, and you need one of these with whatever DSP you choose. This will make more sense once we start working with the project, okay? So I'm just going to put these back in, because if I don't, I have a tendency to misplace. All right, so then you noticed how these are half circles, right? All right, so is all I did. I brought in my mini trimmer. Your regular big trimmer will work as well. And these are approximately cut in half, okay? So this, the big Misty Moonlight circle, it measures approximately 3 inches, so I cut it at just approximately 1.5 and cut. And it doesn't matter if it's exact. This technique is very forgiving, and I'll show you that too. All right. So there's all of our pieces we're going to need for that. We're going to need a little strip, and it's a 1/2 inch, and I have it cut so that it's the width of, not quite the width of the card. So it measures about 3 3/4. Okay, so 1/2 inch by 3 3/4. I used this saying from the Sweetest Time stamp set, but you can look through your stamp sets and just find anything like that one line sentiment. It'll work perfectly for this card, and I'll show you some samples at the end of the video of other sets that work well with this. All right, so there's that. I'm focusing on the die cutting machine for either embossing or die cutting, and the reason I'm doing that is starting September 1st, there's a brand new Stampin' Up Cut Emboss machine, and it's pretty awesome. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Sorry. And I'm going to turn it so that you can see how this works. It's compact, and this is the standard size, but the platforms drop down, and I have to share this, I really never thought that I would move away from the Big Shot by Sizzix, Stampin' Up Big Shot. And this thing really does cut like a boss. It's nice. It's really nice. And I think that they have changed up the gear ratio in the crank, because you do not have to crank nearly as many times as you did with the Big Shot. So let me show you the cutting platforms that come with this. So you'll get your basic platform, and this is labeled number 1. This is a really nice thing that they've done too. You get the shim, and that's labeled platform 2. You get 2 cutting plates. Those are labeled number 3. And then you get this replaces what used to be that blue cutting plate for the Big Shot for the 3D embossing folders. So plate number 4. And everything you need to reference is right on the cutting platform. So if you're using the thin dies, you use plate 1, 2, and then both of the number 3 cutting plates. If you're doing a regular embossing folder And it even tells you hinge first always with your embossing folder, but you use plate number 1, which is this one, and then just both of the number 3 cutting plates. And then if you're using the 3D embossing folder, it's just this platform 1 with the gray number 4. And again, with the 3D embossing folders, it's always hinge first, okay? So I'm going to demonstrate the winter snow embossing folder. So I'm going to do plate number 1 on the platform. I'm going to do cutting plate number 3. I'm going to take my winter snow embossing folder and I'm going to insert one of the Whisper White 4 by 5 1/4 pieces, hinged first into the machine, hinge first into the machine, and now I'm just going to crank this through. Done. I've been doing a lot of cutting, so my plates are a little bit warped, but they work just fine. And look at how pretty this is. Can you see all the little snowflakes on there? I love it. Love, love, love it. So there's that. Let me move this big shot out of the, big shot. See? Old habits die hard. Let me move the cut and emboss machine out of the way. And I'm just going to fold it up so that I have increased work surface here. Perfect. All right. The embossing folder can be purchased separately, but it is included in the suite. And I don't know if you've looked at your catalog closely or if you've ordered previously, but you can order the whole suite of products with one number. So if you look under the Snowflake Splendor in the catalog, there's one number which includes all of the products in the suite. All right. So now that we have our embossed piece here, we're going to start with our circles. And I just want to bring in my silicone mat. And you can tell it's well loved, but it works really good when you're gluing. It keeps your work surface from getting sticky, and as you guys know, this multi-purpose liquid glue is really sticky and really good. So let's start with bringing in our piece of DSP. We're going to bring in our piece of half circle of balmy blue, and we're going to bring in a half circle with the pool party stitched, and then I want the half circle of Misty Moonlight. So is where we're going to start gluing is I'm going to add adhesive to the back side of the pool party, and I'm going to just put this down so that the left edge matches, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but you can get the top edge to match so it looks like that. Okay, I'm going to zoom just back to where we were. Good. So stitched half circle, balmy blue half circle. I'm going to add glue. And this is going to go to the left edge of our DSP. Half circle. Here's another reason the liquid glue works good for this is, did you see how I had a little chance to just reposition a bit before it's a permanent stick? That always works nice. All right. Now I'm going to take the Misty Moonlight half circle. I'm going to add some glue, and again I'm going to put it to the left edge, matching the top edge, and you will see that that is not cut perfectly there, but don't worry. That's what I was saying. This technique is very forgiving. So now is what I'm going to do is I'm going to add glue to the back of the DSP, and we're going to bring in our embossed piece, and I'm just going to lay it down at that left edge. All right, so there's that. Now I'm going to bring in the other half circle of Misty Moonlight, add some adhesive, and this one gets placed to the right edge of our embossed piece and then set close to our other portion that we glued on there. Sorry to stop talking. I sometimes have trouble doing two things at once. Okay? Then we're going to take our stitched pool party, the other half, add our glue, and again we're going to put that down over here at the right edge. And do you see how that just matches up nicely there? I don't know what I have on there, but something. All right, and then I'm going to take our half circle of Balmy Blue and add glue to the back of that, and again to the right. So now you're getting, see the swirl come together there? So is what I did next was, and this was a little trick that I learned along the way here, but I'm going to put a Stampin' Dimensional on the top portion of the small stitched, okay? And I'm going to add a little bit of liquid glue at the bottom, and here's why. I'm going to take off my little wax paper backing. Because this is raised up, the glue edge, and this goes again to the left edge, the glued edge goes down, and the dimensional just helps hold it steady there. All right? So now I'm going to bring in my sentiment, which is going to fit right across here, and it covers up a multitude of errors along here, including if you got a little dab of ink, which I did. So I'm going to add my dimensionals to the back of the sentiment, just like that. Take off my backings. And then I'm just going to lay that, I'm going to take that one off. It's going to be just a little too high. Sorry to reach across the camera. So just like that. And then for this one, I die cut using the So Many Snowflake dies, which these are beautiful if you haven't looked at them. But I went ahead and die cut one out of the Balmy Blue Glimmer paper. So this has a lot of shine to it, and it's really pretty. All right, so for this, I just added liquid glue to the points of this snowflake, the inner points, and then placed that right on the, whoops, it popped up on my fingers. Like I said, this is some sticky kind of glue, so be prepared, hence the silicone mat. All right, so there's our layer. And then I'm going to bring in some of our, these are really pretty, you guys, the adhesive backed snowflakes. And you get a lot of them, like 260 of them to be exact. And I'm going to bring in my take your pick tool, which works awesome for picking up the flakes. And I just want to add a few little tumbling snowflakes along here, maybe Maybe one more. Okay. So there's that. And let's bring in our card base. And like I said, just score it at 4 1/4 in your bone folder so that you get a really nice crease, keeping your card nice and square. As I say that, and it's not. There we go. All right, I'm going to pop this up using our dimensionals also. You guys, I try to respect your time with videos. I like to keep them right around that 12-minute mark. And there was just no way I could do this. I tried, like this is my take 2, trying to make it quicker, and I know it's not. So thank you for your time. And I hope that you'll give this project a try because you'll love it. But, so there it is on our card base. And then I'm going to bring in our second piece of the 4 by 5 1/4 Whisper White using the Misty Moonlight ink. And I'm going to use the sentiment from the Snowflake Wishes stamp set. And I love the May Your Season Sparkle, and I thought it fit this project perfectly because of all of the sparkle. So there's our sentiment, and then I thought it was just a little fitting to bring in a few more of these little adhesive backed snowflakes, and they're very, very pretty and fun. Some of them have a pink shine, some of them have like a blue purple shine, but so there's that. And then I'm sure you've seen me do this before, but I don't tape the insert all the way down. I just take my Stampin' Seal and just on the very top of the card, leaving this loose. Okay? And then you know me, no naked envelopes, so I just added another of the die cut snowflakes to the flap on the envelope. So there's the project for today. I promised I would show a couple other variations that I've done. Here's the card that inspired me to try this. This was using the, guys, I have to look. I can't remember what it's called. Autumn. It is called the, oh gosh, I don't know. I thought I had it right there. I don't. It is the Autumn something, and it's a bundle. It comes with the punch pack, but and this is the Gilded Autumn DSP, and I thought this was really pretty. And this is the one, like I said, that I cased. And then here's another one I tried with the Heartwarming Hugs. And I really like this too. This whole set, this was like my favorite. You're the marshmallows to my cocoa. And I just thought that that swirl added a lot to this card. So again, just some different ideas. Give them a try. Be sure to comment. Let me know that you tried it. If you loved it, I would love to hear from you. And that ends today's episode at Create with Brenda. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you. Bye.